Sparta had no stone walls. The men were the walls, and their mortar was bronze.
They did not hide behind the metal. They pushed with it. A machine made of muscle and alloy.
To the enemy, they had no faces. Just golden masks and silence.
They wore red, not for vanity, but so the enemy would never see them bleed.
This perfection wasn't born on the field. It was hammered out here, in the fire.
The panoply. 70 pounds of bronze, wood, and iron. The heaviest infantry gear of the ancient world.
A Spartan was forbidden to work. The perioikoi, the dwellers around, built the weapons of the state.
Iron kills, but bronze protects. It does not rust, and it can be shaped into a second skin.
Before this, armies were mobs. Sparta brought uniformity. One shape, one look, one mind. Lambda, for Lacedaemon. When the world saw this symbol, they knew the negotiation was over.
The shield protects the man to your left. To lose it is to kill your brother.
8 feet of ash and iron. The dory. This is how we keep the world at bay.
The Xiphos. Short and cruel. For when the breathing of the enemy is on your face.
Enough talk. Let's make it. It begins with a green stone from the earth.
Copper. The soft base. Dug from the dark veins of Cyprus and Greece. We mix the earth. The crucible is the womb, where the alloy is born. 9 parts copper, 1 part tin. The recipe for the Bronze Age.
Phase 1 complete. The earth is melted. The bronze is born. Now, we must shape the shield.
It emerges from the mold. Ugly, dark, covered in oxidation. A solid block of alloy. We must stretch this mass into a sheet wide enough to cover a man from chin to knee.
Bronze is stubborn. Strike it cold, and the crystal lattice tightens. It becomes harder. If you keep striking, it will shatter.
To shape it, we must relax it. Fire, then water. Annealing resets the metal's memory, allowing us to strike again.
Wood is weak. It contains water and smoke. To move the metal, we need the concentrated soul of the forest. We do not burn the wood, we cook it. Smothered in earth, starved of oxygen, it sweats out its impurities.
The moisture is gone. The smoke is gone. Only the heat remains, waiting to be unlocked.
Fuel is potential. Air is the catalyst. The bellows feed the fire, forcing the temperature past the melting point.
The fire is white. The bronze is ready to yield.
Oak is too heavy. We use poplar, a soft wood that bruises but does not shatter.
We cut narrow strips, like a barrel. The shield is a marriage of many small pieces, steam and pressure. We bend the strips into a massive, shallow bowl, a lens of timber.
We bind them with casein, glue made from sour milk. It smells of rot, but dries harder than stone. Rough and jagged. To fly straight in the charge, it must be perfectly round.
The great lache. 2 men pull the strap. The wood spins. A machine of precision.
Thick at the center for the blow, thin at the rim for the speed. Physics determines the curve.
We wake the metal. Cherry red. The point of perfect plasticity. 1 mind. 3 arms. The rhythm must not break, or the metal cools. We trade thickness for width. The mass spreads outward, screaming under the hammer. It resists. It hardens.
We must relax the grain with fire and water before we strike again.
Planishing. Thousands of light kisses. We erase the violence of the sledgehammers.
The fire scale is ground away. The gold emerges.
Polished to a mirror. In the Greek sun, this wall of light was a weapon itself. The core is cut. The skin is beaten. Now we must force them together.
We soften the edge. The center remains hard to stop the spear. The rim must bend to grip the wood.
We fold the metal over the lip. No nails, no glue. The tension of the bronze holds the face on.
The porpax, the central band. It shifts the weight from the weak wrist to the strong forearm.
The anti-lab. The guide. The arm lifts, the hand steers. This dual grip changed warfare.
It does not cover you. It covers your left side and your brother's right. The grip forces the formation. Encaustic paint, wax and earth. We burn the lambda onto the gold, a warning to the world.
The wall is built. The body is safe. But the eyes are vulnerable. We must forge the helmet.
We drive the center down, sinking the metal into the wood. The bowl begins to form.
If you just stretch it, the crown becomes paper thin. A hammer blow would crack it. We must thicken the top while raising the sides.
We switch to walls raising. Wall drop.
The metal screams. It wants to tear. We must bathe it in fire constantly to keep it alive.
The dome is complete. It mirrors the skull. Now we must give it eyes. We mark the sight, the eyes, the nose, the T-shape of the Corinthian style. We cut away the excess. The blank metal opens its eyes, a face of void and shadow.
It must grip the jaw. We bend the cheeks in. Once it is on, it becomes part of the skull. It does not rattle.
We erase the struggle. The rough hammer marks vanish. The bronze becomes skin, smooth and cold.
Inside, you are alone. No peripheral vision, no hearing. You can only see the enemy in front of you.
Bronze rings like a bell. Without the felt lining, a sword blow would not cut you, but the sound would shatter your mind. We give it eyebrows. We frame the void. Beauty makes the terror sharper.
Polished until it burns the eye. We do not hide in camouflage. We announce our presence with light.
The skull is smooth, but we need height. We attach the mount. The pedestal for the beast's mane.
Horsehair, stiff and tall, it triggers a primal fear. The bigger the silhouette, the more dangerous the predator.
Front to back for the line. Side to side for the king. A beacon in the dust.
The old armor was a pot. The new armor is a statue. We do not just protect the body, we perfect it.
Flesh ages. Flesh bleeds. Bronze does not.
The shield is for the army. The cuirass is for the man. It must fit closer than a tunic.
We sculpt from behind, driving the pectorals out, pushing the ribcage forward. The hammer acts as the breath of life. Vanity? No. Physics. A flat plate buckles. A curved ridge deflects the spear.
The spine must float. We hammer a channel for the backbone. To armor the spine is to crush it, unless...
The edge is a knife. We must roll it back. Away from the throat. Away from the veins.
Two halves, front and back, joined by a pin at the ribs. The warrior steps into the shell.
The bronze stops at the waist. To walk, to run, to bleed, we need the pteryges, the feather skirt of war. Now, the legs, the greaves.
Look closely. No leather. No buckles. How does 3 pounds of metal cling to a running man?
We forge a memory into the metal. We beat it until it becomes a spring. It wants to remain closed. It is not a tube. It is a cast of the muscle. It hugs the calf, using the leg's own shape as the anchor.
A spring bronze. It bites the leg. No straps to rot. No knots to untie. Instant armor.
It floats above the ankle bone. Protection must not become a prison for the foot.
The sword is for desperation. The spear is for domination. 8 feet of death before the enemy can touch you.
We do not use ash. We use cornel. The dogwood.
We do not hunt for spears. We grow them, coppicing. The stump gives us straight, not free spines.
The sap must die. We hang them in the dark. A warped spear is a broken promise.
Heat softens the lignin. The wrench forces the truth. The line must be perfect.
A round grip rolls in the sweat. We cut facets. The hand must know where the edge lies.
The balance is heavy to the rear. We bind the grip with leather. Sweat turns wood to ice, the leather holds.
Thick at the hand, thin at the tip. We manipulate the balance. A heavy spear must dance like a feather.
The wood is ready. We taper the ends. It waits for its iron teeth.
We roll the iron. A seamless cone. It must grip the wood so tightly they become one material. Hard edge to cut, soft spine to flex. If the whole tip is hard, it shatters on the shield rim.
The tail has a sting. The sauroter. The lizard killer. A spike of solid bronze.
Why heavy bronze? Balance. It pulls the center of gravity back to the hand. It makes the long spear feel short.
Spears break. When the shaft snaps, you do not drop it. You flip it. The lizard killer becomes the man killer.
Glue seals the air. The rivet locks the bone. The iron will not pull free in the ribcage.
The dory is the Quen of the battlefield. But when the shields lock, she is useless. We need the short blade.
They called it a toy, a kitchen knife. But you do not need a long blade when you are standing on your enemy's toes.
Armor is bronze, but the tooth is iron.
We forge the bar to cut through the gold.
We swell the tip, the leaf shape. It puts the weight forward. A small sword that hits like an axe. Thin edges for the meat. Thick spine for the bone. The diamond cross-section keeps it rigid.
One piece of metal from tip to pommel. If the handle breaks, the sword remains.
No crossguard needed. Your shield is your wall. The sword is merely the sting.
We hang it high, under the arm, hidden by the shield, ready to strike when the spear is lost. Close the gap, push, and thrust from below. The short blade finds the gaps that the long sword misses.
The metal is complete. But a Spartan is not just iron and bronze. He is a splash of blood on the...
We do not use the expensive snail. We use the madder root. Cheap, abundant, and the color of dried blood.
It is not for show. It is a house. The Spartan sleeps in his cloak. It sheds the rain and holds the heat.
One pin holds it, pinned on the right to free the spear arm. The cloak hangs heavy on the left.
And that's the end.
If you like this, hit like and subscribe for more.